Smiley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Thursday, January 27th. So today we have the moon moving out of this very deep, intense, passionate, revealing energy of Scorpio and moving into Sagittarius. So this is always a very welcome transit because things get a little bit heavy, they get a little bit intense, they get a little bit dark while the moon was in Scorpio. And of course, we had our last quarter moon in Scorpio, really amplifying the intensity of seeing the shift, seeing where it is that we're letting go, seeing where it is that we have to surrender to the tough love life lessons that we've been thrown in order to see the bigger, broader picture. That's exactly what the moon in Sagittarius allows us to do. We are renewed in our hope. We're renewed in our faith. We see this bright light at the end of the tunnel, and we are definitely on a quest for new meaning, for new purpose, and revealing a brand new truth. There are 11 different aspects taking place here today, and 11 of them involve the moon. This is definitely a moody moon day. We have the moon sextiling Mercury. This is a beautiful energy for us to get some beautiful aha moments. Of course, Mercury is retrograde now in Capricorn, so the blinders are on. We are reviewing some of the information that has been exposed to us. We are very detailed in our analysis of what it is that we want to do from here. Of course, with Mercury having been in Aquarian energy, we did get a little bit of a glimpse of the bigger, broader picture, the path forward that we definitely want to pursue. But we've had some wild card events thrown at us with new truth, new details, and information revealed that now we got to put the blinders on. We got to put our heads down. We have to make sense of all that has transpired and do the edits, the revisions to our strategy in moving forward. Now, this is going to be a beautiful energy to also communicate the new aha moments, the new revelations in which we're having. But of course, we have to do it in a matter of fact way. Mercury being in this Capricorn energy only deals with what is, only deals with the facts. We are down to earth. We are dealing with reality only. And this is going to be a grounding point for our heart and our head. Now, the moon is going to oppose the true node, sitting across from the true node, really putting us at odds with our plans and moving forward. That's okay. We have some revisions to do. We still have a huge amount of truth and information yet to be revealed. This confusing part on how it is that we are going to move forward, especially with our initial wants, needs, and desires that we came into the new year with, is going to reveal for us where it is that, you know what, our rigid plan that we had at the beginning of the year definitely has changed. Maybe we need to open up our minds to a new way of doing things. Maybe we have to incorporate what it is that we've learned and allow us to see where that is going to impact the changes that we are now willing to make in our path and moving forward. The moon is going to bump into Mars, and this is going to be an outside activator, likely creating a little bit of frustration. Why? Because we want to move forward so bad. We just want to move out of this present moment. We want to be in a situation where we're constantly making progress, where we're constantly improving. But Mars is in Capricorn energy, which means we can't just act on impulse. We can only act when we've thought about the steps that we have to take from a logical and practical standpoint, when we can see where it is that, yep, we've reviewed the information, yep, we feel good about it, then that is when we can move forward. So there is a little bit of frustration that does kind of creep it up in our realities because things aren't moving fast enough for us. We just want to see more progress. The moon is going to bump into Saturn, and this is going to be a beautiful energy for us to recognize where it is that, yeah, we do want to move forward. Yeah, we do want to do it at an accelerated rate that we're just not being supported in doing right now. But this Saturn energy, very karmic in nature, focusing on the roles and responsibilities that we've committed to, we're also recognizing where it is in the big picture that we're now trying to review and edit, what it is we have to kind of switch up as far as our commitments go. You know, we are definitely putting forth new ways of doing things. We want to improve. We want to be better. We're taking, you know, a lot of the roles and responsibilities that we still have to kind of bear and fully commit to, but we're coming up with new ways of doing it so that it doesn't feel like such a weight on our shoulders. Now, things are going to get a little bit intense midday when the moon squares Jupiter. And of course, Jupiter wants us to grow. He wants us to expand. He wants us to hold on to the silver linings. But right now, we're just feeling frustrated. We're discontent. Why? Because we want everything yesterday and things aren't moving fast enough for our liking. It feels like the negative changes, like the not so good experiences that we're having are coming back to back to back, but the growth, the possibility, the improvement seem to be lacking. And right now we're feeling kind of extra about that because all we want to do is push forward, but we keep bumping into these brick walls. We keep bumping into these boundaries. And right now we're recognizing that some of these boundaries have to be pushed. They have to be tested. Now, hopefully we can do it in a little bit of a patient and gentle way, but the energy does suggest that we are a little bit more dramatic than we would want to be. I just want to kind of throw this out there that, you know, Jupiter is in Pisces energy, which is very healing. It's very spiritual in nature, but if we're not feeling the good vibes, if we're not feeling in alignment, it can be overwhelming. We're feeling everything. We're feeling everything within our body, our emotional body. We're picking up on the subtle energies of the universe, picking up on other people's vibes. And it can be so overwhelming that we just want to escape. We just want to check out, especially when things aren't going our way. Now, the moon is going to sextile the sun, and this is a beautiful energy for us to really get a grip in this present moment to see very clearly what it is that we're moving away from old chapters, from old relationships, from old storylines, and where it is that we are setting our sights on rebuilding, on improving, on growing, on all the different areas from our past that are no longer supporting us in building the kind of futuristic reality which we know we need to start building. So this is going to illuminate for us where in the present moment this overlap is alive and well, and really give us a new determination, a new will, if you will, to set our sights on the future while we've been doing the work to cut the cords from the past. The moon is going to trine Chiron. This is a beautiful energy because it allows us to heal from some of the things that we've had to disconnect from the past. We are in a situation right now where we have to kind of tie up the loose ends of the past before we can go ahead and initiate and start pushing our agendas, our plans for the future. And because there has been a very steadily review because of this retrograde energy that both Mercury and Venus are in, really getting our heart and our head on the same page, there are some huge revelations, some huge connections that we've been making, especially looking back, reflecting over the tough love life lessons in which we've gone through, which we've overcome. And now we are recognizing the silver linings coming out of those situations, our strength, our determination, our perseverance. These are all positive qualities that lead us to heal the past narrative and, of course, heal the emotions that past situation has created within us. The moon is going to bump into Uranus, and this is likely going to create a little bit of confusion because we don't know what we need to do for ourselves in this present moment. We are all charged up. We are feeling anxiety. We are feeling restlessness. We feel the want, need, and desire to change on a very dramatic level, but we don't know what it is that we want exactly. We need a couple more puzzle pieces to snap together so that we can see the direction in which we need to take. Again, may I remind you that a certain level of chaos and confusion is needed in order to disorient us so that we can find a new common ground within us. This is how we identify what it is we want, need, and desire, mostly by figuring out what it is that we don't want, need, or desire any longer. The moon is going to bump into Venus, and Venus only has a couple days left in her retrograde. She is preparing. She's almost to the top of this dark pit that she's been crawling out of. She's seeing the light. Her eyes are almost blinded because she's not acclimated to this light at all. She has a brand new, different perspective. And as she crawls out of this dark pit, we are essentially leaving some karmic lessons behind. It has been a tough go. We have stripped away the layers of our ego, of our wants, needs, and desires, of our internal power struggles, and how that they are mirrored in the personal relationships that either are needing some dramatic changes in order to improve or needing to be cut off altogether, and freeing us to align with like-minded people that are going to give us what it is that we actually know that we want, need, and desire within ourselves. Our self-worth, our self-value is changing at a very rapid rate. And if the people in our lives can't start giving us what it is that we deserve, then they need to get to step in and free up some space for people who want to meet us in that arena to actually have a space to do so. The moon is going to semi-square Pluto, and this is going to be a little bit of friction, especially seeing it's happening late day, which means that we are moving into the void of course, which is very unstable and very uncertain. But the moon semi-squaring Pluto right now is really giving us an opportunity to sit with the darker thoughts, to sit with the darker emotions, to really kind of recognize where it is that we have to let our pain and struggle empower us to make these kinds of changes that we know we are going to make once the universe gives us that green light to move forward. The moon is also going to semi-square Mercury, really putting us at odds between our heart and our head. We definitely know where it is that we have to focus on building new. That's where Mercury in retrograde and Capricorn energy is, focusing in on the long-term plan, focusing in on our long-term goals. But our heart right now is still very much wrapped up with the emotional connection to the past. Again, once we kind of bust into that Sag energy, we're going to be future focused. So this is kind of the last hurrah, if you will, to kind of be divided between our heart and our head, because of course we have to let go of the past before we are ready to embrace our future.